Hi, my name is Stephen Durfee. I'm a pastry chef instructor at the Culinary Institute of America at Greystone in Napa Valley, California. Today I'm making some healthy desserts featuring California almonds. Up now is a
healthy dessert. Awesome. Let's see what this guy's version of healthy dessert actually is. This is the Culinary Institute of America, one of the most prestigious culinary schools in the United States.
almond cake. It's going to be sweetened with a little bit and given a lovely texture with some yogurt. The first step is to take some sliced almonds and to grind them in the food processor until they form a fine powder. There's always some danger when you're grinding nuts.
So notice, these are sliced almonds. These are sliced California and blanched almonds. They're not raw almonds. They're not organic almonds. They're almonds that are most likely chemically pasteurized. Yes, chemically pasteurized. So I don't consider these almonds healthy at all, but let's see what direction he's going in here.
That you could turn them accidentally into an almond butter. And so I'm going to take some confectioner's sugar in this case and add it right in with the almonds. That will help them to prevent them having the oil come out and turning it into a paste, which I don't want.
Confectionery sugar. He's using white, refined, bleached, inorganic sugar that is probably one of the most detrimental things you can put into your body. So he's gone from an almond, which is sort of okay, but not using the best almond, to one of the worst ingredients out there, white, refined sugar. So he says this is healthy. Let's keep going. Maybe there's something I'm missing here.
In goes the confectioner's sugar. Now we're going to grind this to a very fine powder. It'll take about 5 minutes. Just want to make sure that they're get any bits of almond that have stuck down to the bottom and make it a little bit lumpy. So we'll just whisk that a little bit. I'm going to add to this mixture now some regular wheat flour.
Notice what he said, regular wheat flour. This is not whole wheat flour. He's using white flour. He's using another highly industrialized, refined food that has a whole array of health problems associated with it. When you strip whole wheat flour, whole wheat itself, you're removing over 90% of the nutrients, the fiber. You basically have a food that is going to spike your blood sugar. It's going to be treated like sugar. When they talk about bad carbs, basically he's using two of the worst carbs out there, refined white sugar and refined white flour. This is actually crazy. Do you hear this, honey?
I cannot believe that he's calling this healthy.
This is mind-boggling, but this is yet the Culinary Institute of America putting the word healthy attached to something and teaching chefs that this is healthy. This is just ridiculously crazy. I'm in shock of what they're considering healthy. Let's go. So he has a high-fat almonds that are inorganic. Now he's having refined sugar and flour. Let's see what we got next.
This flour, a little bit of baking powder, just a small amount of salt. Blend all these dry ingredients together. The next step of the process here is to blend some egg yolks with some almond oil.
So now he's adding egg yolks. He's probably separated eggs out to have egg whites and egg yolks, which is a common procedure in pastry because you want to whip the egg whites and make like a meringue and make the cakes fluffier. But now he's adding egg yolks. So now he's adding a very high-fat food, high cholesterol food.
That's low fat and healthy.
Right, to something that's supposed to be low fat. So, is he watching the fat? Is he watching the refined foods here?
He's not watching any of it.
Well, he's not watching anything here. He's making regular cake and telling people that this is healthy cake.
Right.
He's making regular refined crap cake is what this guy's doing.
Almond oil gives it a great flavor. It also gives the cake a beautiful silky final texture. It's done in the same sort of style as a chiffon cake, and so even out of the refrigerator, this cake is going to have a great texture. It's not unlike making a mayonnaise here. We're going to carefully blend our almond oil into the egg yolks. So it makes a nice emulsion.
FYI, that is a lot of oil to be adding to a cake. So this cake is not low fat at all. This is a lot of oil to be adding.
Almond oil is really fragrant. It smells great.
The question I have for him, what kind of almond oil is this? Is this a high quality organic expeller press cold extracted almond oil? Or is this just industrial almond oil that's run of the mill? So that's my first question here on this almond oil. It's a ton of fat going in here.
The last ingredient we're going to incorporate into this mixture is some yogurt. I have some non-fat yogurt.
He said non-fat yogurt, like it's a big deal. Buddy, you just took egg yolks, all that oil, and you're concerned about the non-fat aspect of yogurt going into your cake with all that refined sugar, that refined crap? This outrages me that the most prestigious culinary school in America can call something like this healthy and be teaching kids, be teaching students, be teaching future chefs that this is healthy. There's tons and tons of healthy dessert or healthier dessert bake cookbooks out there, aren't there, honey?
There sure are.
We use them all the time. There's tons. I mean, tons. I mean, we must have, what, 15, 20 books at least that have much healthier, unrefined sweeteners in it. I mean, he should be talking about coconut sugar, palm sap sugar. He should be talking about whole grain flour. He should be talking maybe about less gluten flour like spelt or maybe some different types of flours. He should be talking about, you know, oh my gosh, about using organic almonds. He should be talking about maybe using a non-dairy substitute to really cut down. So he's basically making a run-of-the-mill cake here because he's adding non-fat yogurt. The only thing I can see right now is he's stressing non-fat yogurt and calling this healthy. This guy is a scam. This is a major.
And they're teaching this to students.
They're teaching this to students, to future chefs. They're teaching. Anybody can watch this video, go online and watch this video and think that, oh my gosh, this is healthy. This is a crock of crap. This guy's a fraud, a total fraud.
And yogurt is going to contribute a really wonderful, subtle tang to the finished cake.
FYI, lemon. Squeeze the lemon juice will make a nice tang too.
Because it's low fat, it's also healthy.
There he goes. Because it's low fat, it's healthy.
We set this mixture aside while we whip our egg whites. Egg whites will whip most efficiently if they're at room temperature to begin with. We'll start them off at a slow to medium speed. Wait until they are foamy and opaque, and then gradually add the sugar as though you're adding it like rain. This could take several minutes.
I guarantee you here he's going to add more sugar because what he's doing is a process known as a meringue, which the way you stabilize a meringue is you add sugar to it. So basically, anybody can take this recipe, any student from the Culinary Institute, any wannabe chef, and take this and then work in a restaurant, right? Go to a restaurant and all of a sudden start advertising, I'm making healthy desserts. Our desserts are healthy. We're making a healthy almond cake with low-fat yogurt. And nobody would question, well, what else is in it? Well, what are better options?
Most people
wouldn't question a single thing about this. And let's wait for more sugar.
Okay, my egg whites are foamy and opaque. I want to be careful not to whip them over too much. Well, they'll dry out and be difficult to incorporate into the batter. I'm going to add my sugar. Very gradually.
Bingo, I knew he was going to add sugar. That's how you stabilize these.
Sugar helps to stabilize the meringue.
Sugar also helps to weaken your immune system and invite all sorts of problems in. Sugar's also great for candida.
so you can hold the air in the batter.
Sugar's also great for insulin spikes. Sugar's also great for fatigue.
Hold the air in the batter more effectively. While we're waiting for the egg whites to finish, I'm going to prepare my pan. Okay, so I have an 8-inch baking cake pan here. I've sprayed it with a little non-stick spray, lined it with a piece of parchment paper, and then dusted it lightly with some flour. I've taken some sliced almonds and lightly crushed them just by my hand. I'm going to sprinkle these on the bottom of the cake pan, just to cover. This will give the cake a nice nutty crunch, and it also looks really pretty. I'm going to serve this cake upside down, so you'll see the nuts when we're done. My egg whites are looking nice and glossy. I can turn the speed up now without risk of having them over whipped, as long as I'm paying attention.
He should be paying attention to the health aspects of this cake, and he should be paying attention to not to use the word healthy involved with this cake at all. That's what he should be paying attention to. People like this, it's nuts what people in my profession do. It's nuts what these other chefs do and what they say about their food. It's just totally nuts how they scam consumers. It's just totally crazy. And you know, I'm not afraid to call these people out because it's a scam. This is a total scam what this guy's doing here.
Once you can see traces of the whip beating around inside the egg whites, that's an indication that it's time to take them off. I'll finish mixing this by hand. See a nice glossy texture and a really soft peak. Perfect for this cake. Okay, I'm ready to blend everything together. I've got my dry ingredient mix and my egg yolks that I've emulsified with almond oil and yogurt. And stir those together.
So basically he's touted the low-fat yogurt because it's health benefits, but on the other hand, he's made a high-fat mayonnaise with the egg yolks and the almond oil. So he's basically taken low-fat and is marrying it with something that's extremely high-fat. Hello? This guy has combined the 3 classic food addiction ingredients: high fat, high sugar, and salt. All the food manufacturers know those are...
Just a little bit to help develop the structure of the cake. Now I'm ready to fold in the egg whites.
All the food manufacturers know that this is the most highly addictive combinations: fat, sugar, and salt. And he has added all of those. He's made it a very highly addictive, so-called healthy cake. What he's doing here is
take a small portion of the batter, and I've got a little bit of candied orange peel here. I'm going to mix these ingredients together.
What's a candied?
Soften up my orange peel just a little bit. It's kind of sticky.
Well, the candied orange peel is obviously simple syrup. It's sugar. It's either corn syrup or most likely sugar, simple syrup, or a lot of sugar and water, and they cook the orange peels down to make them super sweet. One effective way that we've found to make candied things is just soak it in agave, soak it in maple syrup, and just soak it overnight, and it makes them candied really, really nicely without using sugar or highly refined sugar like white sugar. Now, keep in mind, any sugar's still going to have an effect on you. Just because something might be maple syrup, or it might be palm sugar, or it might be organic, brown sugar, rice syrup. Sugar is sugar to a certain point when you start refining things down like that. So, you want to add a whole apple in the applesauce to make it sweeter, that's fine. It's better than adding maple syrup. So there's still an effect with all types of sweeteners. But the key is to use as little as sweetener as possible and the most unrefined or the most mineral or nutrient dense. And palm sugar comes up on the top when it comes as far as nutrient dense sweeteners. Molasses is also another good option. I like brown rice syrup. Just be careful where you buy your brown rice syrup from. The origin of it needs to be the U.S. because if it's coming from China, it's going to have mercury toxicity, metal toxicity in it. So you got to be careful on that. So the key is to use less And the key is to use whole grain flour here. The key is not to use high-fat ingredients. You're going to have to use some kind of oil typically, or a smaller amount of oil. So, you know, coconut oil would be the best. It's a medium chain. Your body's going to metabolize it differently than all the other oils out there, the other fats. So let's keep watching.
I'm going to add this. I'm going to add this right into the batter. We'll fold this all at once. Carefully folding in now the egg whites. Want to be careful not to over mix here, or you're going to be in danger of having the egg whites deflate, and your cake won't stand up so tall. The texture will be a little bit denser. So fold carefully from the outside into the middle, making sure that you don't see any streaks left of egg whites. Once you don't see any streaks, we're ready to pour it into the pan. I saw a streak. Great. Okay, here we go. I have to say, it smells so good right now. I can smell the orange peel. I can actually smell the tangy yogurt. I can even smell the almond oil still. All those flavors are going to go together so nicely. And when it comes out of the oven, it smells even better. Okay. Baking this in a convection oven at 325 degrees, it'll take about 40 minutes. If you're baking it in a standard oven, I bake it at about 350 degrees. So this cake is baked and cooled off. You can see the sliced almonds on the top. We're going to give it a nice, delightful crunch. I'm going to just dust this with lunch.
So basically, this cake is far from healthy. It's
Hi, my name is Steve.
Far, far, far from healthy. It's basically a scam here. The Culinary Institute has put this out on their website. There he is dusting more powdered sugar onto it. It's not low fat. There's refined. It's just this cake's a freaking mess. It is a total mess. And the Culinary Institute and this guy should be totally ashamed of themselves for putting this garbage out there and for training other chefs and using this as a means to influence other people. This is total crap. This guy has no business using the word health. He has no business talking about health. He has no business preaching health. He has no business doing any of it. This guy is a fraud, total scam, and I'm pissed off about this. And this is what people go and listen to. Total fraud. If you want to do healthier, it's really hard to truly say this dessert is healthy. So I like to use the word healthier, because healthier means, okay, I've taken some consciousness towards using better ingredients, but still, dessert's dessert, right? You're going to have to use refined products of some sort, unless you're just eating a bowl of fruit or you're eating a banana, which is really the most awesome dessert out there. It's just some fresh fruit. You're going to have to use some type of refined ingredients in dessert. So the idea is to pick the best ones possible. Organic always. You need organic chocolate. You need organic flour. You want to avoid all the residues, the pesticides, all that kind of stuff. You want to avoid the eggs. Eggs are high in fat. They're high in cholesterol. They have a lot of health complications for eggs. The oils you put in here, you really want to pick the best oils and the least amount of oils. Jamie, we bake all the time, and our healthier items have nothing like this, do they?
Ever. I just baked a cake. Nothing like that in there.
Nothing like that in there.
Nothing.
And the cake is delicious you're making. You make these birthday cakes all the time for everybody. And they're phenomenal. This guy's a fraud. This guy is a total fraud. Thanks for watching. If you like my videos, please hit like, subscribe to my channel, and stand up for crap like this.